Widespread turmoil in Pakistan, which I'm sure you've been seeing on social media, on the news. We'll tell you exactly what's been happening. After massive opposition rallies by political parties and the dramatic arrest of Maryam Nawaz Sharif's husband, the Pakistan Army and Pakistan Police are in an ugly face-off in Karachi and elsewhere. Here's exactly what's happening. Turmoil in Pakistan's largest city, Karachi, after Pakistan Army Rangers reportedly abducted the Inspector General of the Sindh Police, Mushtaq Ahmed Meher, and coerced him to sign the arrest warrant of Captain Safdar Awan, husband of Maryam Nawaz Sharif, Vice President and daughter of the PMLN Chief Nawaz Sharif. Karachi police officers went on mass protest leave, forcing the Pakistan Army Chief General Qamar Javed Bajwa to order an inquiry into the arrest. Bilawal Bhutto Zardari, chairman of the Pakistan People's Party, was the first to speak up for civilian supremacy.
अगर मेरा पुलिस का कोई इज्जत नहीं रहेगा, वो अपना काम कैसे करेंगे? ये नाकाबिल बर्दाश्त है. I have condemned it in the strongest possible words. जो मेरा सिविलियन हुकूमत का अथॉरिटी है, वो तो अपना इन्वेस्टिगेशन करेंगे. लेकिन जहां ये इदारे भी जवाबदेह हैं, मैं उनसे भी मुतालबा करता हूं कि आप जरूर इस इंसिडेंट का इन्वेस्टिगेशन करें.
The Sindh government clarified it had not ordered the arrest of Captain Safdar, and several police officers put out leave letters on social media citing stress and humiliation seeking leave. In London, Nawaz Sharif also hit out at the Pakistan Army.
आपने इलेक्शनों में आवाम के इंतखाब को रद्द करके अपनी मर्जी का नाअहल तोला इस कौम पर मुसल्लत किया. नतीजे में होने वाली बर्बादी के भी आप ही जिम्मेदार हैं. जनरल बाजवा साहब, जवाब आपको ही देना पड़ेगा. आपको.
Several political leaders directly attacked Imran Khan for the mess and even took a veiled dig at the Pakistan Army, with the port city tense and the police facing off with the army. 11 opposition parties have united in Pakistan to take on Imran Khan directly and the Pakistan Army indirectly. Maryam Nawaz was the first to attack Imran Khan at the Karachi rally.
मोदी की कामयाबी की दुआएं मांगो तुम. मोदी से बात करने के लिए मरे जाओ तुम. कश्मीर प्लेट में रख के मोदी को पेश करो तुम. कश्मीर का मुकदमा हार जाओ तुम. भारत को सलामती कौंसिल के लिए वोट दो तुम. और मोदी की जबान हम बोल रहे हैं.
There have been a series of protests against Imran Khan and the Pakistan Army in almost all provinces, from Gilgit in the north to Sindh and Balochistan, and also Muzaffarabad in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and now even Pakistan's Punjab province. Troubles for Imran Khan and the Pakistan Army only appear to be mounting. With Gaurav Sawant in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today. This huge political rage against Imran Khan and the Pakistan Army on the one hand, and on the other hand, well, it's Pakistan, so where can terror ever be very far behind? The crucial Financial Action Task Force Against Terror Financing Subcommittee met. The meeting begins today, and Pakistan is likely to remain on the bad grey list of the terror financing watchdog. Pakistan has failed to fulfill the main 6 obligations, and the sudden disappearance of 4,000, let me repeat that number, 4,000 terrorists from its original list may compound Pakistan's woes. Take a look.
Pakistan's troubles are unending. In a massive blow to Imran Khan's embattled government, the global terror finance watchdog has given a final ultimatum. It's almost certain now that Pakistan will remain in the grey list of FATF for failing to fulfill key obligations. Pakistan has failed to take any action against UN-designated global terrorists Hafiz Saeed, Maulana Masood Azhar, Zakir Rahman Lakhvi and Dawood Ibrahim. That's not all. 4,000 terrorists disappeared from Pakistan's original list of 7,600 from its Schedule 4 of Anti-Terrorism Act. Pakistan was shamed for failing to fulfill 6 key obligations which it promised to comply to. The
Financial Action Task Force is currently holding a 3-day virtual plenary meet in Paris. This is where there will be a final call taken after a thorough review of Islamabad's performance on global commitments, including financial terrorism and money laundering.
This as Pakistan sees an alarming resurgence of terror groups across country. Last September, the city of Karachi witnessed the largest anti-Shia protest ever in recent times, when thousands took to the streets for 2 days. If Pakistan remains in the grey list, it will become increasingly difficult for Imran Khan to get financial aid from agencies like the International Monetary Fund, World Bank and the European Union, funds that it desperately needs to keep the country running. With Kamaljeet Sandhu, Bureau Report, India Today.
Joining me live, Gaurav Sawant continues to be with us, and from Pakistan, Qamar Cheema. Qamar, good to see you back here on 5 Live. I don't want to take any sort of pleasure in the, in what's happening in Pakistan, but this is a bad time, Qamar. There is a huge upheaval against Imran Khan and the Pakistan army. We'll talk about the terror aspect as well, but how do you see what's going on? I mean, this is all out in the open now. It can't be brushed under the carpet.
Well, I think definitely what we have seen in Karachi, that was a poor show of governance. And what we have seen is that there is an institutional imbalance which has been seen in Karachi. And from Imran Khan's side, we have seen that Prime Minister Imran Khan has lost tolerance, which definitely the person who is in power, who is in government, he should not do this. And on the military side, definitely some individuals have overstepped their authority, for which I think the Army Chief General Bajwa has asked for the inquiry. So those individuals who have overstepped their authority and moved away from their constitutional and legal positions, definitely they will be taken to the task. But I think overall, the situation in Karachi has shown some weaknesses in the system. And I think for long, these things are brewing up because...
Okay. No, but, yes, but Qamar, when you say Gaurav, when it is General Bajwa who is ordering this inquiry, I would think that this entire situation is about General Bajwa himself.
It indeed is. It just shows that Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan is inconsequential in the scheme of things. When there's real trouble in Pakistan, Qamar Javed Bajwa steps in. Imran Khan, nobody even seeks him out for any action. That's point one. Point two, it also shows ground realities in Pakistan, that a Lieutenant Colonel of the Pakistan Rangers can go and abduct an Inspector General of the Sindh Police, the senior most police officer in Sindh, abducted by Rangers and coerced into signing the arrest of Captain Safdar. Incidentally, Captain Safdar Awan wore the same uniform that these Pakistan army officers wear, and he went on record to say that this uniform is being tarnished. As you very rightly pointed out, this uniform of the Pakistan army is being tarnished by those who conducted this action. So right now, Pakistan in turmoil, Karachi in trouble, it's police versus the army, police going on mass leave, Inspector General, Deputy Inspector General, SSP, senior police officers, all of them going on mass leave, show that the police at least are standing up to the gundagardi of the Pakistan army.
Qamar, you're underplaying it. You're saying some small weaknesses are happening, but this is clearly not some small institutional weaknesses. This is open rebellion. This is almost like battle between the police and the army.
No, I mentioned that some individuals overstep their authority, and we have been seeing over the period of time, you need to understand this war against terrorism and the urban warfare in Karachi, particularly fight against some urban militants, was seen that the police and the military did it together. But over the period of time, the Rangers were calling the shots in the Karachi, and they were very powerful in Karachi. So I think with that confidence, some individuals overstep that authority. So the mindset behind this whole story...
You're smoothing out the edges, Qamar, and calling it overstepping of authority and some individuals overstepping. But this appears to show the true colors of what's going on. Ultimately, it is the army that shows its true colors.
Well, let me tell you, the army definitely works with the civil government, and they have been working. But in Karachi, There have been apex committees, which you need to understand. The military and the civil government, they are working together for restoring the law and order. So in those apex committees, the military and the civil government, they have been working together. And because of this, somewhere in some positions, the Rangers have been working more actively than the police. So I believe that this is the confidence in the Rangers. This has empowered that few individuals might overstep their authority.
Gaurav, are any observers buying that explanation that this is unique to Karachi and that you must understand the way these institutions function between the armed forces and the civilian government?
This is actually the ground reality of entire Pakistan. And Qamar must answer Shiv. There are protests that are taking place in Gilgit and Baltistan. So protests in Gilgit, in Hunza, in Muzaffarabad, in Gujranwala, in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, in Peshawar, in Sindh, in Balochistan. All provinces of Pakistan are in turmoil. Why? Because the army is overstepping its authority everywhere. What about Baba Jan? What is happening in Gilgit? Why are there protests that are taking place in Muzaffarabad? Because it's the Pakistan army that's cornering everything, and people of Muzaffarabad in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, they're getting nothing. It's the same story in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. It's the same story in Sindh. It's actually worse in Balochistan, Shiv.
We're going to keep tracking this story because this is an unfolding, developing story. We're going to see more of this going on. It's a story that is still in motion. We'll keep tracking it. Thank you, Qamar. Good to see you again. Gaurav, thanks very much for being with me here on 5 Live.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.